AEW Grand Slam made it 24 weeks in a row with Dynamite getting under 800k. Will they ever hit the 800k again? Who knows? But they did hit 702k, and we are here to break down the quarters and see who is responsible for that. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is Dynamite. It is Grand Slam, September 25th. Let's get into it. Now, they haven't hit 800k in over 24 weeks. However, the opening quarter did. Quarter 1, 8 o'clock to 8:15. Nigel McGuinness live promo, followed by Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. This did 802, so just hitting 800k there. 802,000 viewers, and it did a key demo of 363,000 viewers, and no surprise, it was the highest rated quarter in terms of both viewership and key demo. That we already know with Dynamite. Pretty much quarter 1 is always going to be the highest quarter. It's just a matter of how high is it going to be. Is there going to be something good on it that can maybe push it to like 900k? Is there going to be something bad on it that maybe doesn't even get 800k? I mean, this week McGuinness and then Bryan Danielson, they got 802k. I mean, if you compare it to what they've been doing for the past 6 months, it's not horrible. But Jon Moxley opened up the show a couple weeks ago and got 888k. So, I mean, it's down, but it's not as good as Moxley, but it's up on some other stuff. It's kind of just there.
I've got a word. Shite. That's what it is. Nigel McGuinness, he drew relatively well on Collision, didn't he? I put him over.
You know what?
Nige.
Maybe they need to bring Nigel back full time.
He shouldn't. No,
let's be honest. I know you don't like the guy. I don't like him either, but let's not pretend that everybody else on this show's a massive draws and he's the odd man out. Nigel McGuinness has got potential to be one of the bigger draws on this show.
Who's a draw, so therefore the odd man out? Honestly, who is the biggest draw on this show?
I'd say right now it's Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Numbers suggest that. Anyway, we're going to quarter 2. We get the continuation of Danielson versus McGuinness. We then get post-match with Christian Cage, Pac, Claudio Cascanoli, and we get Jon Moxley backstage. This went down 4% in the viewership and 6% in the key demo. So viewership down to 766 and key demo down to 343. Now, despite it going down, we have seen much larger drop-offs in the past on AEW from quarter 1 to quarter 2. So, I mean, it is a drop, but it's not that much of a drop. I mean, you're talking 36,000 of a drop-off between quarter 1 and quarter 2. We've seen a couple 100k drop-off before, albeit that's when quarter 1 starts off really strong, but still.
I get that logic, right, but, I mean, it's Daniel Bryan, it's the world champion in a match. Oh, it's a 15-year in the making rematch. So, should not be going up about 5 mil. 5 mil. You fucking add all these shite shows together. They can't even get 5 mil.
Quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 PM. We get Hook versus Roderick Strong. Then we get post-match with Undisputed Kingdom. This went down 5% in viewership to 724,000 and down a whopping 11% in the key demo, down to 305,000. Tells me people don't really care for Hook and Roderick Strong.
No, they don't. I mean,
neither do we.
No, neither do we. I am so glad they retired the belt.
Yeah.
Should have retired themselves while they're at it, though.
Quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 PM. Post-match with Hook and Taz. Hook retires the belt. Says Taz.
Hold on, let me just say one thing. Is it not mad how Hook's almost had like a longer career than Taz?
Nah, it's been shite. Says that Taz deserves this belt. The belt's his, and he ain't going to carry it around anymore. We then got the Young Bucks versus Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. This went down 6% in viewership to 679,000, down 2% in key demo. Quarter 5, top of the hour, 9 o'clock to 9:15. Young Bucks versus Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, continuation. We then get the conglomeration backstage with Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero becomes the newest member of the conglomeration. This went up 4% in viewership, an increase of 29,000 up to 708,000 viewers, and an increase of 2% in the key demo, up to 305,000. Again, quarter 5, I think top of the hour, to be expected. It is what it is.
Yeah, is what it is. I mean, the match, not our cup of tea, but here, some people like their tea bland.
Well, I like my tea with milk and 2 sugars, I'll let you know.
No, well, this is the equivalent of fucking nothing in the cup. It's
There's nothing left.
We'll give you the simulation of a cup of tea. Brilliant.
It's not quite the same as actually your lips touching the actual tea itself, is it? You know, like nice.
Alright, Dave, mate. Your lips can touch my bell end, brother.
Alright, fuck off. Osprey, fuck off. No.
Get on out of here, buddy. Anyway, quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. We get Prince Nana on the ramp. We get the debut of MVP, most valuable player apparently, not in this company. And then we get Mariah May versus Yuki Sakazaki. This went down 10% in viewership, so a big loss here of 70,000 down to 638k, and a 2% loss in the key demo. I mean, I don't think you can really blame MVP, but then again, his video on the YouTube page was shit as well, so maybe you can blame MVP. You know what, though? I think we need to wake up and smell the coffee. MVP was never a draw, right? He was a guy that was around in an era surrounded by draws. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy MVP, because I did, but look at his career. Look at his last, 5 years in WWE. It's been god-awful. Are we really surprised that he's came to AEW with zero momentum and that he's not bringing in numbers?
No. He's not even a wrestler anymore.
No, I just don't think MVP moves the needle at all.
He's not a needle mover. Yo, he's a nice guy to have a part of the roster, right? I mean, you think of the Ruthless Aggression era towards the end of it, and yeah, I do think he MVP, but see at the end, there's a reason why in 2006-7 the guy didn't get a belt.
He can make the show better. I just don't think he can make the ratings better.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright, let's move into quarter 7 then. Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki continued. We get post-match with Willow Nightingale, Mina Sharakiwa. We then get the beginning of Moxley versus Darby Allin at the end. Minus 4% down to 615, and minus 4% in the quarters in the key demo down to 289. So 615,000 in viewership, 289,000 in the key demo. The quarter 7 was the only time that the key demo dipped under 300k, apart from quarter 4. So we're beginning to see a trend here. Maybe quarter 7, quarter 4, not the greatest quarters in the world. Is that because of the placement, or is that because of who's on it? I mean, who knows? Could be a bit of both. But then we move into quarter 8. We get the main event, Moxley versus Darby Allin. And it was just the Moxley-Darby Allin match. And this went up 11%. Massive increase here. Highest increase of the show on the viewership. It went up to 684,000, which is an increase of 69,000. So, big increase. You never really see this on Dynamite. Normally it just goes down and down and down. This week's main event gets a big 11% increase. So, I think that goes to show you that they are doing something right with Moxley, I guess. And in the key demo, we've seen a 6% increase going up to 307k in the 18 to 49 demographic. So 11% increase in the viewership and a 6% increase in the key demo. Pretty good numbers. Then we move into the overrun. 10 o'clock to 10:06, 6 minutes of overrun. It was Moxley, Darby Allin continuing to the end. Then we got the post-match with Claudio, Pac, Marina Shafir, Danielson, Private Party and Commander. Once again, this went up 4% in viewership to 708,000, and it went up 7% in the key demo, up to 327,000. So, yeah, I mean, the end of the show pretty strong there. I mean, 11% increase in quarter 8 and a 4% increase in the overrun, but, you know, there's just too much crap, really, in between the start and the end, and that's what lost the interest. The only quarter between quarter 1 and quarter 8 that didn't lose is quarter 5, and I think we can basically just put that down to it being the top of the hour, and that's, I mean, every show gets a boost. Every 2-hour show gets a boost at that time. Even if you're not a 2-hour show, even if Aew Dynamite was a 1-hour show, quarter 5 would be their new quarter 1. Quarter 5 would be their new lead-in for a Big Bang Theory. So if you're coming in at the top of the hour, you're going to get a boost. That's just how it works. Doesn't matter whether you're a 1-hour show or a 2-hour show. Top of the hour is when
3-hour show.
Yeah, top of the hour is when the channels are changing. That's when the viewers are moving. And if you're lucky, they might move on to you. But yeah, that's the numbers there. What's your thoughts?
It's not good. I mean, as we said, they've went all out. And it's tragic.
I think you've went all out.
No, I look at these numbers.
I think you've tuned it.
No, where are the needle movers? You're right.
There's none. I mean, there's a guy on SmackDown that wears a needle mover shirt, but...
It's perfect. Is he wearing it now? Doing it the 1.3s and 4s? Did he, man?
No, it's not.
Wrestling's fucking dead, man. No, you know what? See, no, you know what? Listen. No, you know it's dead, right? Cody Rhodes appears. He's supposed to be the face of WWE. He appears in the McMahon documentary. Dusty Rhodes' son. That fucking tells you all you need to know. What?
See if Dwayne Johnson appeared. They're not saying, Peter Maiavia's son.
Was he Austin? Doesn't say.
Tag team partner Brian Pillman.
One half of the Hollywood Blondes. What? It's fucking dead. Accept it, you bunch of sad fucks. It's pish.
Deborah's abusive husband. Like, fuck, what? Oh, sorry, Austin. That's too far. I love Austin. Anyway, the point I was trying to make there, I think you've given up.
I have given up, man. Wrestling
no, the last
fucking defeated.
The last true star in wrestling was John Cena, and no one's going to convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
Has there been people that can pop a rating since Cena? Absolutely, not denying it. Right? Punk was pretty good, right? He wouldn't have got offered that big money. I mean, like, nobody fights on the main card in UFC in the first fight. That just does not happen. There's a reason why Punk made more than everybody else on his debut fight, and they were all pissed, right? It's because he actually had a bit of name value. See, guys, Batista's doing well in Hollywood, right? He got into Hollywood because of what he'd done in WWE. I'm not saying guys like that, right? And Roman Reigns as well, right? He's done well because he was shoved down our throat for a decade. Sooner or later, he had to do well. But they ain't Cena.
No, they're not Cena. They ain't. John Cena's John Cena.
I mean, I look at Batista, I look at Reigns, I look at Punk. Yeah, they're guys that they've got name value and they've benefited from being in the WWE, and they can be in shows and they can bring eyes to products, but they're not the main guy. They're not a true star.
I don't want to. I think Batista's a step above those two.
So you think if Batista fought in UFC, they got more than 500k? Dana White's a miserable bastard. Punk getting 500k is big money.
I'm not. Fuck that. I don't give a shit about UFC. And neither did Punk. I'm talking about Batista. I mean, guy's been in big movies.
No, but I think I'm talking about his draw. I'm talking about what he drew in wrestling. Like, I'm not. Obviously now he's.
It's a tough one. You know.
If you want to. Hold on. If you're purely basing it off their Hollywood name, Batista is one of the biggest stars to ever be in wrestling. I mean, outside of The Rock and maybe Cena, he's probably number 3 if you're basing it just on what they've done. But if you're basing it on what they've done in the wrestling business, Batista's not anywhere close.
Well, he's not fucking, Dave Batista's senior son, is he?
No, but Batista in Hollywood's a bigger deal than Austin.
Yeah, no, he is.
Dave Batista's probably a bigger name than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Outside the wrestling.
See, another thing, man, about wrestling, it's like, we always say, he's a draw, Goldberg, this. It's like, see these, like, Rock Austin, it's like, their drawing power in wrestling was like 20 years ago. What other form of fucking television or entertainment do you see something like that happen?
Yeah, no, I mean...
It maybe happens with like a movie or like a TV show in the sense like they hype up the return of the character and it's based all around them. But I don't know, wrestling's fucking dead.
Even in like, seeing you think about the entertainment world and like the movie world and stuff, they move on. They get new stars, whether you like them or not.
Yeah.
Same with the music business. They don't rely on people who were fucking, being successful 20 odd year ago. I know bands like Oasis have their little failed comebacks and stuff like that, but like, you look at the music world, like Taylor Swift's the end thing. They're not relying on like Britney Spears or whatever, from the 90s or the early 2000s. I mean, if you look at like if you look at like movies and TV series, like probably in terms of feet, like probably the biggest name going would be Jenny Ortega probably. They're not relying on the females that were top box office draws 25 years ago.
No, they're not.
But when you look at wrestling, it's like that's all you've got.
There's nothing box office here. This is blockbuster, straight to DVD, bottom of the pile.
Oh, that suits Bryan Danielson.
It does. I hate this.
See if I owned Blockbuster and I employed Bryan Danielson, I wouldn't even pay him minimum wage.
No.
I'd have him on some sort of like scheme where he maybe got $50. He got 50 cents per DVD sold or something. Do you think that's how Dave Meltzer met Daniel Bryan?
Absolutely.
He tried to get some of his Japanese tapes. He went into Blockbuster.
Oh, God.
Do you ever remember that story where Meltzer said he went into an underground meeting? It was like a drug deal.
I for VHS tapes.
Anyway, guys, that's it. I think that's it. Let us know who's the biggest draw outside The Rock, outside the wrestling business. Is it Dave? Is Dave number 2?
What, Meltzer?
Batista. Dave Meltzer in his head's number 1, like, but Dave Meltzer could sell it the Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome. Anyway,
Aye, fucking end it. It's all over.
Is Dave Batista bigger than John Cena in Hollywood? Let us know.
I'd say he's not far off it, like.
Let us know in the comments down below. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.